We took the Israeli colonial government to the ICJ. We showed the world, you showed the world at national level, that the national party of the ANC, the national, could take on the world and the biggest Zionist movement, and they could do it with an absolute conviction. And they're standing and they're fighting it, irrespective of the consequences under your leadership. And that we admire. You really made us proud to be South Africans again.
And Mr. President, you are our leader. We acknowledge that and we thank you with the Lady of Light, Madam Naledi Pandor, for having taken us down the street, down the road to the ICJ and taken to task the Zionist proxy party of the genocidal state of Israel. So let us take this genocidal Zionist proxy party out of the equation completely and take back Cape Town like we rightly should have done from the first day Mr. Mandela stepped out of prison. Allahu Akbar, Takbir, Takbir, Takbir. Viva Mr. President.
Thank you, Program Director, Your Excellency, Comrade President Cyril Ramaphosa, Comrade Minister Temp Kotongwane, provincial leadership, my respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I've been introduced as Mandla Mandela, but my name is Nkosi Zwelvelile Mandela. I will be very short as I only have 2 questions. Is on what we truly stand for. We have always advocated that we stand with Palestine. And I'm happy today to see that we have a poster that says the ANC stands in solidarity with Palestine. And in this regard, Comrade President, we must applaud your efforts at the ICJ, as well as that of Comrade Minister Naledi Pandor and Ronald Lamola, who have made us proud to be South Africans. It has been a historic chapter, and the entire global community supports us. Many countries have rallied behind our cause, and I know, coming from Turkey recently, the Turkish government has given their full support behind our case in the ICJ. But I would like to ask a question as an activist, Comrade President. Do we still have an embassy in Tel Aviv? I know very well that you recalled our officials for a consultative process, but it has not been clear to us if the embassy has been shut down, or do we still lease or own an embassy in Tel Aviv? Secondly, on that issue, Comrade President, with the late Comrade DSG Jesse Duarte, may his soul rest in peace, we called for the expulsion of the Zionist ambassador to South Africa. And we are happy that since we called for a consultative process, the Zionists have also recalled the ambassador for a consultative process. It is not the wish of South Africans. South Africans have continuously called for his expulsion. But what also leaves the uncertainty with us, Comrade President, is that through the government and through the Department of Transport, we issue flight operating permits to El Al, which is the Zionist national airline from the Zionist entity. It flies into the Republic 5 times a week into OR Tambo. Our comrades in Ireland, who stand in solidarity with the Palestinian cause, have cancelled all rights to El Al to fly into Ireland. And you know the role they played in our own anti-apartheid movement, how they gave their unwavering support, and they continue to do so. As South Africa, why have we not been able to cancel the flight operating permits for LR. And lastly, Comrade President, through the Ministry of Defense, we have the Foreign Military Assistance Act, and which prohibits any South African from aiding any military outside the borders of the Republic. In this regard, we have South African Zionists that are aiding the Zionist entity in its genocide, ethnic cleansing, war crimes, and crimes against humanity, who continue to sing our national anthem in the war-torn Gaza Strip. And we want to know, as we've heard the ministers and government say that we are waiting for you to return home, you will be arrested. But we need not wait, Comrade President, because since 2014, we have collected over 149 cases that we have submitted to the ministry for their arrest. They are living side by side with us here in Cape Town, in Sea Point. These murderers serving in the Golami Brigade have been seen here in our shores. One of them was in George. We reported it to all the respective authorities and departments for his immediate arrest. We have not received any news, and we don't even know if he's still in South Africa. But the idiot that perpetuated the lie of 40 babies being beheaded by Hamas, a revolutionary movement and a resistance movement that we give unwavering support to as South Africans. Takbir! Takbir! We cited him here in Sea Point, and we reported his lobbying and recruiting of Zionists here in Cape Town to go and continue to fight in the Gaza Strip. And we have not even had any reports of his arrest. But what is alarming, Comrade President, is that the principal of Healthia here in Cape Town has proclaimed that 22% of their students, they go and serve in the IOF, and they support the Zionist entity. And the Minister of Basic Education hasn't even carried out an inquiry in that regard. What are we doing, Comrade President, to totally illustrate that we stand fully in support with our Palestinian brothers and sisters in this fight for self-determination? I thank you.
Thank you.
As you all know, that we are very much involved with Palestine. We brought the Palestinian team, the national team. We brought a team from Gaza. We're now going to bring a team from the refugee camp in June. But besides that, many of these teams that we bring, some of these people are coming back. And you know what? We have a problem with their visas. We have a problem that these people cannot stay in our country. They have to apply for refugee status. That means they cannot work. They come with skills. We need your help to have a policy in place so that we can also have the Palestinians as a home here in Cape Town and especially in South Africa. Thank you.
You complained about visas. Yes, the visa issue is a problem, and in fact, there are countries that should be made exceptional. We need to make an exception, truly speaking, for the Palestinians who come from Palestine, who want to come to South Africa. We do need to make an exception. So it's a matter that we are going to look into. We will look into, and I'd like to say we need to look at it positively, because we are able to say this country, we will make an exception to the norm and so forth. So standing where we are as South Africa on the issue of Palestine, we will make an exception so that our brothers and sisters from Palestine should be able to come here, and not so much only as refugees, but to be able to come here for a variety of purposes. Comrades, I did not comment on the stance and the action that we took, and not so much as the government. It is the people of South Africa, yourselves, the stance that we took with regard to supporting the Palestinians. That is what you must own. And I know that people say, oh, it is the president, oh, it is Comrade Lamula, oh, it's Comrade Naled. It is you who ensured that we take that position. And it was Nelson Mandela who inspired us to adopt that very strong position. And we are never going to turn back from supporting the cause of the Palestinians. Be sure about that. Thank you very much indeed.
Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine.